Good morning, my dear students. I welcome to all of you to this session of fluid mechanics. Dear students, today we will be discussing about the fluid kinematics. Okay, you know that by the this is an initiative of JIS College of Engineering that all the lectures will be available, will be recorded and it will be available in YouTube. And through this YouTube link, you can access all my lectures. Not only me, for all the teachers of JIS College of Engineering. So this is a very effective and very good initiative in this pandemic situation, I think. So here basically we will be discussing about the fluid mechanics ME 303, and this is about me, myself Dhiraj Mondal, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, JIS College of Engineering. Okay, and you can connect me. This is my YouTube channel, and for PDF notes you can connect me in the Telegram channel also. And this is my contact number and email ID. Any problem, anything, you can connect me here. So today we will be going to discussing about the fluid kinematics. You know that my last two classes I have discussed few aspect of fluid kinematics, where the types of flow were discussed, and the laminar turbulent flow, these were discussed. Now rotational irrotational flow also. And now today we will be discussing about the velocity, acceleration, path line, streamline, streak line, and all these will be discussed. Okay, so without wasting any time, let us solve the discuss the velocity, acceleration. You know that continuity equation also discussed last class. Now today let us start the new chapter, new your topic, that is your velocity and acceleration. So dear students, last class we discussed about the continuity equation. Now velocity and acceleration, this part were little bit discussed, but I hope it was not clear. That is why I am taking it again, because you know that I have seen lot of queries regarding that class. Okay, now that is why I am going to take this class again, and it will be very clear in this class, because all the derivation and all this, it is appeared in front of you. Okay, in the previous lecture, it was seen that all the derivations were not reflected in the screen. That is why I think there was some confusion in your mind. Okay, so let us start. We want to calculate the velocity and acceleration, okay, of a flowing fluid. Now remember, if v is the velocity, resultant velocity at any point in the fluid flow, and u, v, w are its component, velocity component in x, y, z direction respectively, then the velocity component are, that we can say that the velocity components are the function of space and time. So mathematically what we can write, u is equal to function of x, y, z, t, v is equal to function of x, y, z, t, w is equal to function of x, y, z, t. If it is your function of, that means we know that with respect to distance and with respect to time, there are two types of your dependent variable, that is your that is why the u, velocity component u is what, velocity component along x axis, v is equal to velocity component along y axis, and w is equal to velocity component along z axis. Okay, now what happened, if u is the velocity component along x axis, then it should be the function of space and time. Okay, so the resultant velocity, by the help of vector component, we can take ui plus vj plus wk. So this equation will appear. Okay, now if I am talking about the acceleration, so in this part you are asked some question. So acceleration here, basically ax is equal to what, acceleration means your rate of change of velocity. See, if I am talking about the ax, that means along x-axis, what is the acceleration? So it can be written as du by dt can be written as in terms of differential form del u del x plus into dt dx dt, del u del y into dy dt, del u del z into dz dt, and del u by del t. So this is all about the ax. I hope it is clear. Now dx dt is what? Rate of change of velocity, a displacement. Rate of change of displacement is equal to velocity. So dx dt is equal to u, dy dt is equal to v, dz is equal to dz dt is equal to w. So can I write this? Now see here, dx dt, this put the value here in this equation. So you will be getting ax is equal to u del x, v del u del y, w del u del z, and del u by del t. So this is the for in case of ax. Now in case of ay, what we can write? Same process, just instead of u you have to put v, nothing else, and all this parameter will be same. Equation number 2. Same way, in the same way, del az is equal to, we can write u del w by del x, v del w by del y, w del w by del z into del w by del t. Is it clear? Because you know that this is the similar equation. So ay can be written as dy by dt, sorry, not dy by dt, it should be dv by dt. Now if you are differentiating this part, you will be getting this equation. Now in case of a steady flow, del v by del t is equal to 0. In case of a steady flow, you know what is a steady flow? Steady flow is the flow where the flow is not depending upon the time. It's called a steady flow, where v is the resultant velocity, you know. So if I am just putting the velocity, that means equation here, basically del u del t is equal to would be 0, because it is the resultant, v is the resultant velocity and it is the part of that velocity. So del v del t is equal to 0, del w del t is equal to, so put the value. So ax is equal to this equation will come, u del u del x plus v del u del y plus w del u del z. Similarly ay is this, az is this, because this term will be 0 as we are taking this one is a what? Steady flow equation. Clear? Now you just, this is your all about the acceleration part. Now a can be written as ax I, capital A can be written as ax I plus ay j plus az k. So this is the vector component. Now if you want to calculate the total acceleration vector, then root over ax square plus az square, ay square plus az square. Okay, so this is all about the acceleration. Now if this acceleration is given, you can find out the acceleration vector, total acceleration you can find out. Okay, now come to the next point, that is your very important point, local acceleration and convective acceleration. Basically, what do you mean by local acceleration? The local acceleration is defined as the rate of increase of velocity with respect to time. That means your dv dt is the local acceleration. Okay, at the given point of flow field. Okay, now in this equation, previous equation you have seen, this is your previous equation. In this equation, basically what happened, this part is called your local acceleration. Okay, so see here, in the equation of acceleration, this del u del t, del v del t, and del w del t is known as local acceleration. Okay, and what do you mean by convective acceleration? Basically Convective acceleration is defined as the rate of change of velocity due to change of position of fluid particle in a fluid flow. Now you can see here, this part is known as convective acceleration. You know that here del u by del t, del v by del t, and here del plus del w by del t. Now what happened, this part is known as local acceleration, and rather than this part is known as convective acceleration. Clear? So if I am just neglecting the del u del t other in the expression, other than del u del t, del v del t and del w del t, the expression is known as convective acceleration. Okay, that means in case of convective acceleration, the basically the velocity acceleration is basically depending on the space also. So what till date we have assumed that acceleration is dv dt, so it is all about the local acceleration. If you are differentiate with respect to space, then also we will be getting some acceleration also. Okay, now let us solve a numerical, very important numerical for your exam point of view. Velocity component given v is equal to 4x cube I minus 10x square yj plus 2tk the find the velocity and acceleration of the fluid particle at 213 at time t is equal to 1 second. So time t is given and the coordinate also given 213, that means your xyz value of xyz given. Now you have to calculate the velocity and acceleration. So it is very easy problem. You can see the velocity component uv, that means here basically if v is equal to is given that 4x cube I minus 10x square y, x square y plus 2tk. Okay, so what happened here, you can see, so here you can see that this is your v. Now this 4x cube is basically nothing but u is equal to 4x cube, because we know that v is equal to xi plus yj plus z ui plus, again I am writing v is equal to ui plus vj plus wk. Okay, so this is the vector component, you can see. So this 4x cube is equal to u, v is equal to minus 10x square y, and w is equal to 2t. Okay, now what you need to find out, you need to find out the velocity. Now you see the component is velocity component also given, so put the value u is equal to 4x cube, so put the value of x equal to 1, x equal to 2. So here 32 unit, v is equal to minus 10x square y, so put the value of x and y, it will be minus 40 unit. W is equal to 2 into 1 second na, so 2 unit. So velocity vector velocity vector v at 213, this coordinate you have to calculate. So 32i plus minus 40j plus 2k. Okay, after putting the value of u v w. Okay, so resultant velocity is equal to, we know that root over v u square plus v square plus w square. Now see, put the value, you will be getting this answer. Okay, 32 square means 1024, 40 square means 600, 1600, and this is your 4 for 51 point something, 51.26 unit is the answer. Remember here the unit is not given, that is why it is written unit. Okay, now you have to calculate the acceleration. As you know that acceleration, the equation of acceleration along x axis, y axis and z axis already have I have got from the equation. So it is the acceleration, total acceleration, na convective. This is your local acceleration, this one is your convective acceleration. So the acceleration along x axis is equal to, this is your acceleration. Similarly at the y axis, this is your acceleration. Okay, now you need to find out the acceleration. Here az is equal to this one. Now you need to find out, first of all, what is the unknown. Del w, del u, del x is unknown. Similarly del u, del y is unknown. Del u, del z unknown. Del u, del t also unknown. So what we need to do, we need to differentiate u. U is equal to what, 4x cube. So can I calculate del u by del x is equal to 12x square. So that is why this, after differentiating, we will be getting this one. Now u is equal to this, and I have to find out del u by del y. So there is not any kind of y component, so that it will be 0, because when we are taking with respect to y, del u del y we need to find out, then this term will be constant, and constant must be 0. Similarly del z by del, there is not any kind of z component, so del u by del z is equal to also 0. Now if there is any t component, so del u del t also it will be 0. Same process, same formula, you just put here. You know that v is equal to, already we know, minus 10 x square y. So here x and y term will not be 0, so del v by del x is equal to minus 10 20 xy, and del v by del y is equal to minus 10 x square. But there is not any kind of z component, that is why this is your del v del z, and which must be 0, because there is not any kind of z component. Similarly del v by del t, not any kind of t component, so it will be 0. Come to the last velocity component, that is your del w is equal to, we know that 2t. So there is neither x nor y, and also there is not any kind of z. So all these parameter will be 0. Only the component which will be existing here. So that is your del w by del t, and that is equal to 2, because t is equal to 1. Next, find out now the, after putting the value ax is equal to 4x cube. This is your equation, na. So az is equal to, you can see az is equal to, this part is 0, this part 0, this part 0, this part is there. So 2 unit is the az. Similarly ay is equal to 320 unit. ax is equal to 1536 unit. Just put the value, and x y z, the value is given. X is equal to 2, 1, y is equal to 1. Okay, and z is equal to 3, and t is equal to 1. Put all the values, we will be getting this answer. This is your acceleration. You can see ax is equal to, this is your equation. Now the resultant acceleration is what, root over ax square plus ay square plus az square. So this is the acceleration, 1568.9 unit. Let us solve another numerical. You know that in this chapter numerical will be coming, because these are the very important, and you will see in the GATE exam, you must see there is some numerical based on the fluid mechanics and kinematics of fluid flow. There is some numerical you must see. Okay, so these are the very important, and from the your stream function, velocity potential function, from that part also there will be some numerical. Okay, 2 marks numerical. Now we see problem number 5.7. The following cases represent the two velocity component. Determine the third component of velocity such that they satisfy the continuity equation. So continuity equation, our last class we have gone through continuity equation. What do you mean by continuity? Del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z. Del w by del z is equal to 0. So this is all about the continuity equation. This time in case of 3-dimensional flow, 3D flow, na. So you have to whether you have to justify, that means satisfy, whether it is satisfying continuity equation or not, that you have to justify. Okay, so u is given x square plus y square plus z square, v is equal to x y square plus minus y z square plus xy. Second number question, v is equal to 2xy square and w is equal to 2xyz. Now this is your continuity equation, you know. And what is the condition? The flow should be incompressible in nature and steady flow, a steady incompressible flow. The continuation is this. If it is not steady, unsteady and compressible, then the equation will not be like this. What will be the equation? At that time the equation will be del, at that time the equation will be del x of rho u plus del y of rho v plus del z of rho w plus del rho by del t is equal to 0. Now for incompressible flow, this part will be 0, and for steady flow this part will be 0, and for incompressible flow this rho will be constant. So that is why you can see this equation, that is why this equation you can see, this is your equation. This equation is all right in case of incompressible, steady incompressible flow. Okay, now case number 1, u is given. So can I find out the del u del x? Because first of all, that means we need to put the value here, and if it is coming 0, then we can say this is your, this velocity component, these are satisfying the continuity equation. Okay, now del u del x is equal to 2x from the equation, and v is equal to given, this is your v. So del v del y you need to find out. So del v del y is equal to what? 2xy minus z square plus x. Clear? Now if I am substituting the value of del u del x and del v del y in the continuity equation, so this is your continuity equation. Here you can see this is your continuity equation. So put the value of del u del x and del v del y. So del u del x is equal to 2x, del v del y is equal to 2xy minus z square plus x plus del w del z is equal to 0. So from this equation del w del z will be minus 3x minus 2x square xy plus z square, or this is the del w in terms of dz. Okay, so del w is this. Now let us see. So here basically if I am just integrating del w, so del w is equal to, we have got del w is equal to what? Minus 3x square x minus 2xy plus z square into dz. Now if I integrate this del w, then we will be getting the, this is your minus 3xz minus 2xyz plus z cube by 3 plus some constant of integration. Okay, so to get continuity equation on this uvw, so uv is given. Now the to make it satisfy the continuity equation, w should be, the value of w should be this, otherwise there that flow will not be following the continuity equation. Okay, so to get continuity equation, to follow continuity equation, the w component, the third velocity component should be minus 3xy minus 2xyz plus z cube by 3 plus a function of xy. Okay, this is the answer. Case number 2, same process, same formula. if v is given, w is given, you need to find out u, so that it will, that means what should be the value of u, so that it will follow the continuity equation. Okay, so del v del y is 4y, del w del z is equal to 2xy. Why we have found out? Because this is your continuity equation, del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z, like this. So del w by del u by del x, 4x plus this is your 4x na, so and for this is your 2xy. So ultimately to del u del x is equal to this. Now if I am differentiating, integrating, then this value will be coming like this. So this is the value of u when this should be the value of u to follow the continuity equation. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Next problem, see the next problem. A fluid flow field is given by v is equal to x square y plus y square z minus 2xy z plus yz square. You have to find out. Then you prove that in case of possible steady incompressible fluid flow, calculate the velocity and acceleration at the point. This point is given. You have to calculate the possible, and you have to calculate the velocity and acceleration. So possible steady incompressible flow. Okay. Now first of all, the velocity component is given. Now here x square y is what? U. So x square y is equal to u. V is equal to y square z. Same. W is equal to this. So minus 2x xyz minus yz square. So what you need to find out? First of all, you have to put in the continuity equation. So del u del x you need to find out, del v del y del w del z. So continuity equation, you know that for a steady, possible steady incompressible fluid flow, this is the continuity equation. Now substitute the value of x, del u del x, del v del y and del v del w del z. What we are getting? 0. So we can say this is satisfying the continuity equation, isn't it? Now you need to find out the velocity component. You know that velocity is equal to, velocity component is equal to what? Ui plus vj plus uvw wk, isn't it? So at this time, at this point 2 1 3, this is your coordinate. Substitute the value of uvw. Okay, substitute the value of xyz. So v is equal to this equation, you know. So put all the value, you will be getting 4 is v is equal to 4i plus 3j minus 221k. This is the answer, and resultant velocity u square plus v square plus z square, v square plus w square. So ultimately 21.558 unit is the resultant velocity. Clear? Now you have to find out the acceleration. So acceleration formula, you know, this formula is known to you. So put the value, put the del u del x, put the find the del u del x, del u del y, del u del z. All the value you need to find out first of all from the equation, and put all the value, you will be getting, this is your answer. If you are substituting the value of x, y, z, then the value, the acceleration will come 28i minus 3j plus 123k. This is the answer. Okay. Now if you want to find out the resultant acceleration, just ax square plus y square plus az square. So this is the answer, 126.18 unit. Next problem, it is your homework, problem number 5.3. This is also, this problem you have to solve in your home, but I am not going to solve this problem. Solve it in your home. See, our prime motto is to solve more numerical, because in GATE exam or in IAS exam you will see the derivation part is there, and the numerical part, small numerical, that means these are the numerical which are coming, and you have to solve within few seconds, and 2 marks question, 1 marks question, you can get 1 marks, and 1 marks you can get. Okay, so these are the question which is very very important for your exam point of view, not only this final semester exam but also gate exam. So from today onwards we will be discussing based on your gate exam also. And if you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Next part is very very important for your gate exam, IAS exam, because velocity, potential and function and stream function, without the concept of velocity, potential function, stream function, kinematics of fluid flow is incomplete. Okay, so very important part. So let us discuss and listen very carefully. Velocity, potential function, what is the function definition? First of all, basically it is defined as a scalar function of space and time, such that its negative derivative with respect to any direction gives the fluid velocity in that direction, and it is defined by phi. So velocity potential function is defined by phi, and phi is the function of x, y, z for steady flow. Okay, equation. Okay, for a steady flow, the phi is a function of x, y, z. So again I am telling you, velocity potential function is defined by phi, and it is the function of x, y, z. And what is the definition? It is basically defined as the scalar function. Scalar means only the value is there but not any kind of direction. Scalar function with respect to space, it may be x, y, z, and time. So with respect to space and time, such that its negative derivative with respect to any direction, it may be x direction, it may be y direction, it may be z direction, any direction gives, what is given, gives the velocity component in that direction. So in that direction means what? You know that this is your x axis, y axis, z axis. Now what I need to say, that the velocity is, this one is your u, this is your w, and this one is your what, UVW. Now see here, what I want to say, that velocity potential function is defined as the scalar function. That means scalar function means there is not any kind of direction, only magnitude is there. Okay, so with respect to space, the space may be x, the space may be y, the space may be z. Now with respect to space and time, okay, with respect to space and time, it gives the with respect to space and time, such that its negative derivative, that means negative derivative with respect to what, with respect to any direction. Let us consider x direction we have taken, let us consider this direction we have taken. So with respect to this x direction, what is given, gives the velocity at that direction, that in this direction u is the velocity. So that is why u is written minus del phi by del x, v is written minus del phi by del y, and w is written minus del phi by del z. I think it is clear. So if it is clear, so this is the velocity component. So u is equal to minus del phi by del x, v is equal to minus del phi by del y, and w is equal to minus del phi by del z. Now if it is clear, then in case of, basically this is not in our syllabus, again I am telling you, for the cylindrical polar coordinate, ur can be written as del phi by del r, and u theta is equal to 1 by r del phi by del. So it is not that means this is not in our syllabus, that is why I am not going to solve it, and I am not going to discuss anymore. Okay, now see here, the properties of the potential function. You know the rotational components? Do you know the rotational components? Is this discussed earlier? The rotational components wz, That means you know the rotational irrotational flow I have discussed. So W del Z is equal to half into del V by del X minus del U by del Y. This is the rotational components. No need to remember like this. I will be discussing it afterward, and it is very easy. So WZ, WX and WY you can easily find out. So right now you just remember this is your rotational components, okay, along x axis, okay. So uh, let us discuss the next part. And a y wy is equal to, this is your equation wy, this is your wz, and if you are putting this del u del z del w del x, this value you will be getting, these are the rotational components. So this is basically keep it in your mind, and in case of, so this rotational component it will be discussed afterward. You just keep it in your mind, del y del wy wx and wz is this. Now this wz is equal to, here basically what we are doing, u del z, what we are doing, the values are putting here, okay. So in case of del y wy, you know that half into del u del z. So del z of u, the value of u is equal to minus del phi by del x. Similarly the value of w is equal to what, minus del phi by del z. So these are the values which is putting here, okay. And ultimately you will be seen that the phi, if phi is continuous function, then this part and this part will be same. If it is incontinuous, that means not continuous, then it is you cannot see write like this, okay. So as if phi is continuous function, then this can be written as del square phi by del x y is equal to del square phi by del y, del y del x, okay. Del square phi by del x del y, del square phi by del y del x. So for in case of continuous function, this is equal. So if it is equal, then this part, all the part will be 0. This part you can see the only minus and plus, minus and plus. So if it is not if it is not continuous, then it will not be 0, okay. So in case of continuous function, the rotational components will be 0. And what are the this information you need to know, when the rotational components are 0, the flow is called irrotational. If the rotational component, what is the condition of irrotational flow? When the rotational components are 0, then the flow will be called irrotational. Irrotational means it is not going to rotate with respect to its own axis. That means it is not existing inside the boundary layer, okay. It is existing outside the boundary layer. Now hence the properties of the potential function, if the velocity potential function exists, the flow should be irrotational. Clear na? If the velocity potential function existing, then the flow should be irrotational. This is a condition, and based on this condition, based on the statement, the question is coming, okay. If the velocity potential phi satisfies Laplace's equation, it represents a possible steady incompressible in irrotational flow. Laplace equation. What is Laplace equation? That also will be discussed. So if it is satisfies the Laplace equation, then it is also it represents the possible steady incompressible irrotational flow, okay. So these keep it in your mind. We will be discussing afterward what is Laplace equation. Now stream function is very important. What do you mean by stream function? It is basically defined as the scalar function of space and time. Scalar, same statement, scalar function of space and time, such that, and it is denoted by psi, okay, such that the partial derivative with respect to any direction gives the velocity component at the right angle to that direction. So basically u and v, same process, velocity component. Now here it is telling that the del psi by del x is equal to v, right angle na. So if it is flowing like this, the right angle, the velocity component is your in the right angle it is your V. So for the in case of X it will be V, in case of Y it will be U. So and Y minus sign is taken because it is right angle, it is telling right angle, and you know that M1 into M2 is equal to -1 in case of right angle. Okay, right angle means that this is your a function 1 function 2, okay, or equation 1 equation 2. So del psi by del x is equal to V, and del psi by del y is equal to U. Why? Because the partial derivative with respect to any direction gives the velocity component at right angle to that direction. Okay, and it is denoted by psi, and for two dimension it is also applicable for two dimensional flow. Okay, for a steady flow it is psi is equal to function of x y. Now again we just put the value of uv, you will be getting this equation. Okay, now it is telling that if psi hence psi is of hence the existence of psi a possible case of fluid flow. If the fluid is flowing, the psi is existing. If the fluid is not flowing, we can say the psi is not existing. Okay, the flow may be rotational, may be rotational. Okay, but for flowing a particular fluid, the psi function of psi should be in existence. Okay, so the rotational component wz is equal to half of dv dx minus del v del x minus del u del y. So ultimately this is the rotational components, and ultimately you can see if you are putting all the values, you will be getting del psi by del x square plus del psi by del y square is equal to 0 for irrotational flow. Irrotational flow means your w component will be 0. So the condition is for the properties of a stream function are the stream function function psi exist if it is possible case of fluid flow which may be rotational, may be rotational. So in case of rotational irrotational, the stream function exists. Okay, possible case of fluid flow. Okay, so the psi is existing, it may be rotational, may be irrotational. Okay, and for the stream function psi satisfies the Laplace equation, it is a possible case of an irrotational flow. If it is not satisfying Laplace's equation, then it will be rotational flow. Okay, so next class we will be discussing the equipotential line, line of constant stream function. All this will be discussed, very important. So today up to this, I hope it is clear. So dear students, I hope you are enjoying my session. Okay, so kinematics of fluid flow, I am discussing here. Next class we will be discussing line of constant stream function. Okay, equipotential line and all this. So if you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, and this is my Telegram channel. Here you will get this PDF and the DM Study Center. This is my YouTube channel. Here you can access this lecture. Okay, any confusion you can ask me in the email also, and this is my phone number. Okay, feel free to contact me. Okay, and submit the assignment whatever it is given. Okay, so that your preparation will be more concrete. Okay, so today up to this, thank you for listening. Jai Hind.